Hello YouTube, how it's going? Today we will start a tutorial series on Arduino. Our aim is to enable each and everyone to use Arduino so as to make a better future. Without wasting our time, now let's get started. Here we see a conversation between two students over Arduino. Emma has no clue on how to use Arduino, so she seeks help from a friend, John, who has good knowledge of it. John starts explaining that Arduino is a prototyping platform. It is very easy for users to connect other hardware and sensors with it. Also, coding an Arduino is a simple task. You just require basic knowledge of C programming language. The functioning and working of Arduino is very easy to understand. Here, you can see the different Arduino boards used frequently by people depending upon the requirements of the project. The use of these boards depend upon the task to be performed, the number of pins required, size constraints, and many more factors. Now, leaving the theory behind, let's start making our very first project. Here, we will make the following code and run it on the Arduino Uno board. The first one is the blinking of an LED. Second, fading an LED. Third, control an LED with a switch. And the fourth one is controlling an RGB LED. Before starting the coding, let's look at the components required. These include Arduino Uno, registers, breadboard, LED, switch, USB cable, and connecting wires. Now, let's write the code for blinking an LED. First, we define LED at pin 13 of Arduino board. Then, we use the setup function. This runs exactly one time at the beginning when the Arduino is switched on. Then, pin mode is used to define whether pin 13 defined by LED is input or the output pin. After that, loop function is written which runs infinitely. And then, we give high value or plus 5 volts to pin 13 using the digital light function. A delay of 500 milliseconds and then a corresponding low value or 0 volt is given to blink the LED. You can see the working of the code here. Now we connect an external LED to pin 8 of Arduino Uno. Doing the modifications, we upload the code and connect the circuit accordingly as shown here. We see the LED is blinking. Before moving to our next code, we should see the difference between the digital and analog signals. One thing to be kept in mind is that our digital signal has only two states, high and low. Here, high means 5 volts and low means 0 volts. On the other hand, analog signal can take range of values from 0 to 5 volts, like 2.3 volts, 4.7 volts, 3.8 volts, and so on. Now, let's write the code for fading an LED. At first, we attach a LED to a PWM pin. We will discuss about PWM in our next video. Here, we attach the LED to pin 9 of Arduino Uno. Then, in the setup function, we define the LED as output pin. After that, in the loop function, we write a for loop to write different analog values on the LED using the analog write function. We run the loop from 0 to 255 and then back to 0. We get 255 value due to the ADC of Arduino, which we will discuss in our next video. Here you can see the working of the code. Here, we will control the LED with the push button. When the Arduino reads a high value at pin 11 using digital read function, it lights up the LED attached at pin 8 of the Arduino. The LED will be on as long as the button is pressed. Here, you can see the working of the code. Now, we will connect a RGB LED with Arduino. We connect the red, green and blue pin of RGB LED to PWM pin 9, 10 and 11. Now, we define these pins as output pins in the setup function. Then, in loop function, we write the same code as we wrote for fading an LED. Here, we can see the working of the code in this video. That's it for today. Don't forget to subscribe the channel for more upcoming tutorials. Thank you and enjoy learning.